Hey guys, how are we doing? Back on another video from Taku. This is one of you who have been asking for a while. Didn't react to it at the time it coming out because I haven't seen Demon Slayer. I've seen Demon Slayer, absolutely loved it, and I'm going to check this out. The glory of one zappy boy.
The vast majority of people on this planet, I would say, are a big fan of pussies. So, in order to reach a much wider audience with this video, I'm going to be discussing overpowered pussies in anime. Not literal pussies, metaphorical ones. That Pornhub side gig idea is looking better and better. And now, I'm not talking about any old pussy. Hell no. I'm talking my boy, Lightning Pussy from Demon Slayer. Best boy of the season.
He annoyed me properly at the start, like,
I'm also very
proper
eager to
annoyed
delve
me.
into this topic because there's a
But then I got used to him and it's like,
rift
right.
when it comes to cowardly anime characters.
Yeah?
Personally, I either love them or I can't freaking stand them.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a little bitch. I'm a little bitch. I see myself all the time. No thank you, Shinji from Evangelion. I know he's like the super deep depressed character and whatever, but honestly, I do not enjoy when he shats himself. It is not what I'm watching anime for. For that, I watch hentai. I mean, I never watch acting. And it's this dynamic that I personally find very interesting. There is something that comes along with being a coward very often, and it is this
Push the cowardly dog.
Very often you have a very interesting mix between someone who is a massive coward on one hand, while on the other hand, they are ridiculously broken when they actually let loose.
Oh mate, when he goes crazy, it's brilliant.
Well, and when it is done well, it is one of my favorite character archetypes, and this is why Lightning Pussy is my favorite character
Lightning
in Demon Slayer by a long shot. Now, alongside me saying this, I understand that a lot of people do not like Zenitsu, who I will continue to call Lightning Pussy, because honestly, it's a much cooler name.
It is a cooler name.
His constant babbling, he's always
he annoyed me at first, but like I said, I got used to it. Like it's like, okay.
Part while he is on screen, he is not smart, he is not admirable, and low-key, he looks like he's urinating for 90% of the time he's talking as well, which is not attractive. My latest video on Demon Slayer was mostly focused on the core themes of the series, on why Tanjiro is such a perfect protagonist for the series, and how the series absolutely mastered the art of simplicity. And every simple, generic
might have to check that one out as well, I'm not sure. Oh god.
It really makes this show shine. So, if you're interested in a more general take, I highly suggest checking out that video.
Might do that next,
So, on a far more personal level than on the greater scale of the narrative, I really wanted to talk about Zenitsu. Also, the entire trope of anime pussies that happen to be overpowered. Now, there are anime cowards that I like a lot. Simple examples of this being someone like Usopp from One Piece, who has become a meme within the world of One Piece itself, and I respect that entirely. God Usopp, props to you. And part of the reason that he's actually amazing is because despite the fact that he starts off as this lying scumbag that just kind of tags along with Luffy for the fun of it to see if he can be a pirate, he ends up gaining so much heart throughout the series, and he really grows to the point where we all really fell in love with him.
That's cool.
I love every time Usopp has this epic speech and bounce of courage, because every ounce of courage he actually displays is something that was not really present when he was first introduced, and it was clear that all the time he's spending with the Straw Hat
is making him stronger.
Known to love is really helping him grow as a person and becoming more confident on a personal level. Usopp is by no means overpowered. Usopp does, however, learn to stand his ground, and that is something that a coward like he was when things started would have never been able to do. It's this very clear growth for every cowardly character, because there's no reason to introduce a cowardly character if they're not going to grow.
They're not going to do it, like, what's the point?
From JoJo's Part 5, but that was masterful in its own right. And in fact, that was the brilliance of that character, how he failed to grow. But it's this idea of growth that is ever present in shonen anime, especially and so much more visibly when it comes to a shonen coward. And honestly, it's this pride that we as the fandom feels for these characters that manage to overcome their cowardice that really helps us connect to them. And I mean, Finral from Black Clover is a masterful example of this. He's someone who had not only been afraid of everything in his entire life, but he had no self-confidence about anything at all. And throughout the series, he actually manages to grow and to get this self-confidence.
Hell yeah.
He's still scared shitless, but he puts himself in
the bulls help, don't they?
predicaments to help the people he cares about. You have someone like Shoot from Hunter x Hunter, a character that honestly is forgotten by so many, despite the fact that his character arc in the Chimera Ant arc was actually fantastic.
It was cool. Oh my god.
In Shoot's massive battle, even though he was a coward, that Shoot did not even realize this himself. But as he attacked Yuppie, the formation he was using, flying on these floaty, lopped-off hands, was actually going to be his secret technique for years to come. He grew so visibly in that one arc. That
all of them do, though, within the fights. It's Hunter
Armin
Hunter,
from
man.
Attack on Titan had this growth throughout, and while I
That's
still don't
true
love
as
Armin
well,
for
yeah.
other reasons, it is apparent, especially in the manga, that he's come ridiculously far. I mention all these as throw-out examples of this, how characters that were originally cowards can grow so much closer to our heart as we ourselves, as the fan base that props them up, is proud of our
We're
little
happy to see
cowardly
them do
friends,
that,
and
yeah.
they actually manage to get over these obstacles that plague them, and they can get somewhere amazing. In a nutshell, that is my take on the appeal of an anime coward. But in order to really hone down on this point, and hone down I shall!
Yes.
I'm very excited to talk about Zenitsu. There are 3 examples of characters that I need to talk about before really delving into why I love a character that is a coward that grows from that point, but it also needs several other criteria. Even though Shinji from Evangelion, Cyrus Truesdale from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, or Yukiteru from Future Diary grew from that point. You know, they started off as a pussy and they ended up as a slightly less of a pussy.
Yeah, no.
I don't feel much towards them. So now, with the following 3 characters, I will discuss the beauty of an overpowered coward, which strangely seems to rhyme, and 2 of the following 3 characters will be characters that you probably would never have expected for me to bring up in this video, but they're amazing!
Okay.
Prove my point perfectly, and all of the following characters are slightly insane to some degree, so I do relate to them on a spiritual level. And the following 3 characters are...
Let's go.
As you know, I'll be talking about Zenitsu, and he will be the grand finale of this video, because he is the pinnacle peak perfection of this genetic overpowered coward archetype.
Pinnacle peak
As I
perfection.
mentioned, Demon Slayer freaking nailed
PvP.
the basics to such an insane degree.
Oh, like
and the
this
other
podcast,
2
double P.
overpowered cowards that I am going to be talking about are...
Here we go.
Aqua from Konosuba. Okay, you can sort of get behind that one. And yes, Courage,
The cowardly dog. Alright.
Oh, baby, none of you ever thought I was ever going to talk about
no,
him. And
I
now,
thought you'd
allow
use it
me
as
to
an
refer to
as a
these
picture
3
throwaway,
noble
but-
warriors, Lightning Pussy, Aqua, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, as the Holy Trinity of powerful pussies. You thought this was going to be a normal video. Think again, plebeians, and also like and subscribe now that I've called you
Holy
plebeians,
Trinity
and I'm sure I
of
have
powerful
more place in
pussies.
your heart. Welcome to Market
Oh my
Strategizing
God.
with Nux. If you want someone to do something, first insult them and then ask really nicely. Very cool, Nux.
Very
Taku.
cool.
Very cool. First, to briefly talk about Courage, then Aqua, then Zenitsu. Even as a kid, when I used to watch and laugh my ass off at Courage the Cowardly Dog, I never connected to Courage's character, and that's the first and foremost important thing I'm trying to draw out from mentioning him here. Courage is in a predicament with his 2 owners, Hubby and Wifey. Hubby is the epitome of a dick, and Wifey is the epitome of wholesome. So this very interesting dynamic and marriage that is somehow working out, which defies all of fiction, is constantly getting interrupted by these really wacky, supernatural, terrifying phenomena that
Yeah,
it's up
weird
to
things
Courage,
do happen
the
in that
Cowardly
cartoon,
Dog,
huh?
to protect them. On the one hand, he wants to always protect Wifey out of love,
Yep.
and he wants to protect Hubby out of loyalty. And it's this dynamic that puts him in all of these very various terrifying situations, and even though every episode they kind of get out of whatever predicament they fell into, it never ends on a completely happy note. There's always something left behind.
Yeah, there's always
saying,
something
"Oh, yeah,
weird."
Courage cannot breathe easy now." Now, one important thing that must be remembered for episodic TV series, especially in the West, because that's where it's far more prevalent, characters cannot really undergo massive character development. So even though Courage has to get his balls to drop every single episode because of the terrifying
There is no actual
shit
character
going on,
growth.
he still can't actually have a situation where Courage evolves from anything.
Yeah.
He never grows from his experiences,
There you go, yeah.
and because of that, part of the humor in Courage the Cowardly Dog is that it's not that he gets over his fear and tackles it in order to go against whatever creepy scarecrow mummy is attacking the family. The comedy
like
stems
space
from the
chickens.
fact that his love and loyalty to his owners help him power through it despite the fear. He never conquers the fear and never grows.
But he's-
always
right,
in
he
the
still
same
does it.
state of absolute terror as he fumbles about trying to save everyone. I do consider him an overpowered character, because even though he's up against, I don't know, Dragon God of the West that can lay waste to cities, Courage the Cowardly Dog is goddamn immortal. He can't do anything to this bad
Yeah.
stick. Courage would slap Goku in a fight, and Courage is one of the most powerful anime characters of all time.
Of
Now,
all
I'm not saying
time,
any of this to
okay.
insult Courage's character. On the contrary, that is is Courage's strength. Because every episode is essentially a repetition of the same exact story threads again and again. His family's in danger, he has to save them despite being terrified. In a way, it gets funnier and funnier. Because the creepiness that shows up in every season is even scarier than what was going on in the last.
Get really freaking creepy.
On Courage, he ends up just a bigger and bigger pile of stress. That is the humor that is coming from this character. But as I've mentioned before, this Courage segment, I do not connect to Courage, even though I find him funny and I see his balls drop every episode on every occasion. Please note, I haven't watched Courage in years. So before making this video, just to make sure that, like, I'm saying the right shiz, I watched a few episodes and goddamn, did it get cringier? No offense. I still see the humor, but I do not remember the cringe. Watch an episode of it. You may surprise yourself.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube, not hard. Then again,
I just remember the alien chicken episode being really weird.
Many talents. But the point that I'm trying to make is, being that it's episodic, by definition, you can't have that growth, and it's just the piling of more and more stress that makes his character more fun. And without the growth, I feel like that is what's stopping me from actually falling in love with the character. I enjoy him on screen, but I never
it's intended for kids as well, isn't it? Like, they're not looking for
happening like I do
a major, in-depth, like, character. Here we go. Oh my god, she's so funny. Konosuba's so good.
And the best isekai anime after Digimon.
I was gonna say, you...
Nothing can even come close. I don't even want to hear that disrespect.
I thought you were going to say that, yeah.
No matter who
I
you
know how much you love
consider
Digimon.
best girl in Konosuba,
New Digimon
and
this
quite
year, isn't
frankly,
it?
they are all best girls in their own way,
Yes.
especially Megumin.
Megumi!
Aqua is a top-tier goddamn character. When you think of courageous characters that experience growth, for the most part, you have someone like Usopp, someone like Shoot or Armin, someone like Finral, characters I've mentioned before that start off as characters that are massive pussies, that through
and then they grow.
circumstances
They evolve.
and character development, they actually evolve into someone that is more comfortable with yourself. Now, welcome to Konosuba, where the absolute opposite happens, and Aqua's a goddamn amazing character. Aqua is a goddess, and after Kazuma, the main character, gets killed and sent to Fantasy World, because, you know, your average
It's an
otaku
isekai,
gets killed,
yes.
gets sent to Fantasy World. She says to him, since you have been chosen to go to Fantasy World, I, a goddess, who is, by the way, very benevolent, I might add, will give you one wish of anything before going. A magic sword, infinite
Yes, something you
power,
can take along with you.
want. And then my boy Kazuma, one of my favorite anime assholes, and
He is a
seventh
dick,
favorite
man.
protagonist
Brilliant.
of all time, starts getting pissed off because Goddess Whammon over there starts making fun of him. Says that it's not the truck that killed you. No, the truck stopped before you, but the fear of
It was the
truck
heart
killed
attack you had after
died
pissing
after
yourself.
you loser, and after you died, you wet your pants. So you literally accomplished nothing by trying to jump in front of the truck to protect the girl, because A, you didn't protect the girl, B, the truck stopped, C, you're such a pussy, you died out of fear, which is not the most heroic way to go, I might add, and he was getting berated by that garbage. So, the absolute mad lad Kazuma, and by the way, this may very well single-handedly convince you to watch the entire Konosuba series.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I can pick one thing, infinite riches, infinite power, whatever, alright. I pick you! Yes, like a goddamn Pokemon, he chose Goddess Whammon to now get sent
And then
to
straight away, she's like, no,
Goddess
wait,
Whammon
what?
is goddamn floored. She is not your typical coward character that has to grow from that point. No, no! The beauty here is that she was faking benevolence, but is in actuality a pampered, massive dick. She lived the pushiest life ever. She is a goddamn goddess that can do whatever she wants. She has infinite of everything, and she's just harping on this dude that just died for dying in a lame way. And it's not that she just gets a taste of her own medicine.
No.
Far more than that. Through that whole cushy life, she is now a member of his harem, and she actually has to fend for herself to some degree. No more cushy life. Kazuma didn't wish for anything amazing, so he's not your typical overpowered protagonist. They start off living in stables. They use Aqua as bait more often than not because she's just too useless otherwise.
Oh, with the frogs and that.
A river, and she has like this purification magic because she is freaking broken despite being a massive coward. So they put her in a cage and lower that cage into a river where the cage is being attacked by alligators that is slowly breaking the cage, and then she will be eaten. So she is in the river, purifying it.
I love it.
While she is shrieking her head off a moment from being eaten by these vicious carnivorous beasts around her. And Kazuma and the rest of the gang, they're just like in the distance, you know, doing their own thing, while she is losing her goddamn mind from terror. It is such a perfect case of a taste of her own medicine.
Brilliant.
As well as an overpowered coward done right. She's a coward because she had everything and it was all instantly stripped away.
Taken away from her,
She
yeah.
had no choice but to conform to relying on the person who did all of this to her. Within the show itself, they call her a useless goddess because that's what she is. She's so absurdly powerful, but she's also so terrified of the real world, and they just take advantage of her because of it. They need her power. They don't care if she's a pussy. They'll put her on the goddamn front lines, and it's hilarious. Konosuba is primarily a comedy, but it also tackles actual character growth, and Aqua freaking has it.
Yeah, man.
Someone can retain the ridiculously pompous attitude, thinking themselves better than everyone else around them, but at the same time, cowering behind the person she hates for trapping her in this world, as he torments her to do tasks that are, let's just say, slightly unbefitting to a goddess.
Oh, that's,
This is looking at an overpowered coward from the complete opposite perspective in regards to growth. Not growth, growing out of being a coward, but growth as in growing into being a coward. She has to now realize that there are repercussions to her actions, that people here can mess with her and she's not all powerful, that she has to break her butt in order to make a living, to not need to live in a stable. And coming from the most cushy, prideful, smug-ass lives ever, it is goddamn beautiful.
It's so good to
now,
watch.
my boy,
Here we go.
Zenitsu,
Here we
Pussy
go.
of Lightning himself, all the cards are on the table for you to understand exactly why I revere this god Chad level mad
Chad
lad,
level.
because without talking about anime cowards until this point, I don't think I would have been able to get that across.
Right.
Now, Zenitsu embraces the power of shonen. Yes, once again, I will say the same thing that I always say about Demon Slayer and why it's great. It mastered goddamn simplicity in its most beautiful form. And that is what it did with Zenitsu. That is why Zenitsu is my favorite character in the show, and that is why Zenitsu is best boy of summer 2019. The one thing that shonen in general does to draw me in that almost no other medium has ever managed to do is this whole growth-oriented storyline that I just don't see anywhere else. The generic protagonists all have these wild dreams that they're trying to harness. You know, Naruto becoming the Hokage, Asta becoming the Wizard King, Deku becoming the greatest hero, Luffy becoming the Pirate King. Generic as it sounds, shonen anime
We still want to
in
see
general
it.
is
I want to see the journey.
focused. Every sports anime is about them becoming the best sports team in the country, or in the world, though! I had to say it at least once in the video, I'm sorry. It's become a pride thing. Seven Deadly Sins, the characters grow on a psychological level. One Piece is focused on characters growing in fame so that the world can recognize them, aside from just growing in power. In Food Wars, it's a competition to become the greatest chef, so on and so forth. The one thing that I would say to describe shonen as a whole in its most positive way is that it is growth-oriented in a way that most mediums are not. That is what drew me into shonen, and that, I think, is what made me an anime fan. That is something that shonen has that even other demographics in anime don't. Not to say that there isn't character development, of course there is, but it's not purely focused on this growth-oriented mastery that shonen does. Now, I'm talking very surface level here because I do want to make an entire video on the beauty of shonen as a whole, and it will be a long video because shonen gets way too much crap from other corners of the anime community that don't respect it as much as, you know, higher intellectual masterpieces like moe characters drinking tea. I mean, YouTube is essentially a shonen setting. I could so see a shonen anime focused on YouTubers trying to gain clout or whatever the hell. And if you look at many shonen characters that actually suffer from depression, they get past that by growth, which is a cure for poor mental health, and that's stated by many psychologists. It's not just me memeing. Growing is goddamn important, and accomplishing is crucial to a mental well-being. So the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is because Demon Slayer, which is a fantastic goddamn show that
It's
I cannot
brilliant.
recommend
It is
highly
good.
enough.
I can't believe I dropped off of it, and then my girlfriend was like, "Can we watch it?" I was like, "Okay." I think I enjoyed binging it more than I did waiting weekly for it.
Shonen characters, especially because in most shonen, almost everyone is trying to grow to some degree. Everyone wants to be the Pirate King, just like so many people have the dreams to become Hokage or have other dreams that they're trying to accomplish. Sasuke growing to kill Itachi is a dream that is growth-oriented, even though Sasuke is a massive twat for the vast majority of Naruto. So too in Demon Slayer, everyone has their own perspective of where they want to go. Tanjiro isn't looking to become the most powerful character or the highest ranked Demon Slayer to get respect. So, as I've mentioned in my
his journey is to try and help his sister, isn't it? Which I think is
video,
cool.
His focus is primarily growth through saving his sister, growth through ending future suffering, and it comes from a much more selfless and organic place. Believe it or not, the generic growth in power mindset is coming from Inosuke. You know, Four Butt, a character character that doesn't seem like it was made with sheer brilliance and amazing awesomeness, but in certain ways it kinda was. It takes the very simplistic outlook of trying to become stronger, and it just makes it that character's entire being, but also that character learns so much more about the people around him and starts to respect the other finer things in life. One of my favorite aspects about Vegeta's character in Dragon Ball is that he is a prideful bastard. Sorry, that had nothing to do with anything. But some of my favorite parts about Vegeta is the fact that he is completely power-oriented as well. He wants to get stronger and stronger and stronger, but as the story goes on, he learns to care much more about Bulma and his family and friends, to the point that he's chicken dancing in front of Beerus. Very cool, Vegeta, very cool. Inosuke is not per se going through that same growth, because he's doing it in only a few episodes, whereas Vegeta did it in a few hundred, but he's also slowly starting to learn this value of non-materialistic things. Life is not just
every time someone says something nice to him, he's like,
and that's a generic shonen mindset
okay, thanks.
that's organically grown in Inosuke's character. And now, on to the pussy of lightning.
Yeah.
He was your typical Howard character trying to grow. Funnily enough, if you look at a very simplistic build of a shonen protagonist, you have someone that's cowardly, that has to man up, that also wants to become the strongest, and also has a massive moral compass. That is the three character traits of the three main characters in Demon Slayer. They take the generic shonen build and hones each of the aspects that makes it great individually. Combining Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Tanjiro, you get a typical shonen protagonist build. This amplifies each of these three brilliant points and puts it in three separate characters. If you look at someone like Deku from My Hero Academia, he is a character that A, has massive moral thingos going on. He's always preaching shiz everywhere.
He's always like,
that's
what a hero should be.
Deku also is very growth-oriented power-wise. He is someone that wants to be the #1 hero. He's passionate about it, and he works his hardest to get there, just like Inosuke is power-driven. And also, he is absolutely terrified of what's before him very often, but forces himself
to get over that and go for it.
Situation. Very similar to Zenitsu and his core character theme. Demon Slayer split up this generic protagonist build into its three fundamentals,
which is cool.
Makes them a fantastic dynamic trio.
They do really bounce off each other really well as well. I love watching all three of them on screen.
One point that they're hell-bent on, but also figure out what to do about these other 2 points that they are seemingly lacking, but develop in accordance with teaming up with each other. Where Zenitsu has to man up, and where Inosuke starts to care about people around him. Where Tanjiro, the moral center point of this group, became the de facto leader. I'm low-key very proud of how I'm covering Demon Slayer so far. I feel like my last episode focusing on Tanjiro and the core themes of the series, and this episode breaking it down a little more, is pretty dope. But now to get in the final meat and potatoes, Lightning Pussy, and what makes him amazing is the fact that the coward archetype is so goddamn relatable. Yes, nothing far too abstract here. Again, Demon Slayer mastered simplicity, but whenever a character that I'm bonding with is scared of something, it is very much
kind of get it.
Whatever
Well, I wouldn't want to fight demons, Jesus Christ.
Fighting monster spider demons. That's not exactly my personal issues or fears that I have to overcome. But the point is, watching someone actually go ahead and do it, whether it's because they respect their friends, whether it's because Nezuko is the cutest goddamn thing on the planet, and as the human species, we will collectively die to protect her, even though I feel terribly bad for her that she's banging around that box as Tanjiro makes like these 4 billion twirls while fighting.
Never think about that, do you?
That's irrelevant. But the thing
why does she come out with bruises?
Well,
she heals, I guess. But
shonen cowards that are thrust into a situation, to a large extent, they bought their finale. Finral joined the Black Bulls. Armin joined the military. Shoot became a hunter. So on and so forth. They, granted, had to get over their fears, but they did join these dangerous scenarios by their own free will. Zenitsu was completely thrust into it against his will. He was forced into this death game of an entrance exam, and he survived by just running the heck away from demons whenever he would bump into them, instead of actually confronting any of them. Zenitsu has insane latent power, but he's terrified.
He does, my god, when he goes for it, it's like, wow.
For the most part, I don't blame him for being terrified. He didn't ask to be in the situation he's in, but responsibility was thrust upon him, and he has to rise to that occasion. That's a theme that I very much appreciate, because we all have been in those situations, and if not, we probably will be. Responsibility being thrust on someone sucks balls, because if it's really important, well then you have to stand up for who you are and actually take the next step forward. And believe it or not, Zenitsu does. One of my favorite moments of Zenitsu is not when he's an absolute badass, and I tear up so proud of my boy that I relate to so much, scary as that sounds, as he thunderclaps the hell out of his opponents, proving that he is a goddamn badass, and I love this beautiful boy! But I still think his best moment in the series is when Tanjiro runs out of Demon House, and Inosuke smelled the demon in Tanjiro's box.
And he just takes the beating, doesn't he?
Zenitsu harbors so much gratitude to Tanjiro for actually considering him a semi-friend and taking him along. He puts his life on the line to protect that box. He also smells a demon fragrance or whatever from within it. He also knows something weird is going on and knew there was a demon in that box the entire time. He did not question this person that accepted him, though, and gripped the box with his body, protecting it from blow after blow, getting all bloodied up purely because of his friend. He didn't ask questions why he was carrying.
It was nice.
He didn't know Tanjiro all that well. But back to the wall. The cowardly Zenitsu had more balls than the rest of us. It encapsulates the theme of shonen growth so much to its very core. And as simple of a character design, an overpowered character that happens to be a coward and learns to stand up for himself is, I cannot tear my eyes away from this beautiful boy. I love Zenitsu so much, and I hope this video helped you appreciate him more as well as the dynamics of the core trio, and as well as overpowered cowards as a whole. I hope you did enjoy this video.
That was class.
Feel free to leave a like if you did, and subscribe for future anime analysis or satire or combo memery videos with yours truly. Link is in to my Twitter. Feel free to follow me there.
Definitely follow him on Twitter.
To my Twitch,
so worth
I would
it.
love to start streaming on Twitch. Please
Brilliant.
follow me there as well. And to my merch. I finally have merch. I'm very proud of it. Looks dope. Link to that stuff in the description as well. Directly help support the channel, and I really, really appreciate all of you guys sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope you continue to grow past your personal terrors, whatever they may be. Embody the lightning pussy within you, and remember,
stay weird, fam. That was great. That was really good. I like how the start of the video took time to actually look at all these different characters and then go, look, this is why he is amazing. Well, thank you guys for suggesting that one. You've been suggesting it for a while now. So, and now that I've seen Demon Slayer, there's other Demon Slayer videos I want to check out as well. There's a few from Mother's Basement, like the What's in an OP, and there's a couple of other things. Yeah. But until then, thank you guys very much for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys. Next time, you guys. Next time.